Friends, Shabbat Shalom, and greetings to you all. I've got a bit of a cold today, so I apologize. Now, we've reached the end of the year, and what a strange year it actually was. Let's say goodbye. Good riddance, good night to an unbelievable year. Now, it's time. Say goodnight. Good night. Sleep tight. And there the sun turns out his light. Good night. Sleep tight. Dream sweet dreams for me. Dream sweet dreams for you. Now we turned a corner. We entered a new year. We say goodbye to all curses. We welcomed all blessings. It's one of those events that has become so commonplace, we don't necessarily notice it anymore. To many people, it's just another day, but it marks a point in time. It was and is an opportunity to examine, to make change, to cast off, and to welcome, to take stock, and to move forward. Now, give it a thought and think about what you can do to make this next year a better year. And so, welcome 2026, my friends. It's a year of new beginnings. So make the most of something new in your life. Maybe there will be even new peace deals. And two are for countries which many people think were never really countries. There never was a Palestinian state, and there still isn't one, given that there were no existing boundaries or ones even being contemplated. And all they are asking for is the state of Israel to be handed over and renamed Palestine, as Air Canada was more than happy to do on their maps. Now, the other, of course, is the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine. And Ukraine is a country that never existed in the borders it now occupies. It has always been more of a vassal state, one of the steppes with movable boundaries. It has no elections. Its opposition parties have been outlawed. It's always been considered one of the most corrupt countries in the world, but we're defending it as the last standing democracy, having thrown more money at it than would have been necessary to provide a decent environment for the populations left without to feed a war machine. And of course, there's actually an interesting third country, not at war, but also seeking recognition. Somaliland, with only Israel recognizing one of the only true democratic regions in Africa, which is also seeking to join the Abraham Accords. It's a breakaway region of Somalia, and we all know how awesome a country that is, which declared independence in 1991. That's how long it's been going on. It's a distinct region, and it's shackled, under constant attack from the Islamic militants there. It's one of only two African countries who side with Taiwan over China and partner with the United Arab Emirates over the more reactionary Arab states. Sounds like a great ally to have. Of course, the UN Security Council, except for the United States, condemned Israel's recognition. And of course, these are the same people who have no problem recognizing the non-existent Palestinian state. It's quite the new world order. And of course, closer to home, we're on the verge of anti-Israel and anti-Semitism on steroids. The newly inaugurated New York City mayor, Zoran Mamdani, rescinded a series of executive orders on his first day in office, including one that really was quite an incredible one. It deemed anti-Zionist rhetoric as anti-Semitic. Not anymore. Say what you want against Israel and against Jews, not a problem. The prior order adopted the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance's definition of anti-Semitism, which included clauses such as denying the Jewish people their right to self-determination by claiming that the existence of a state of Israel is a racist endeavor, and accusing Jewish citizens of being more loyal to Israel or to the alleged priorities of Jews worldwide than to the interests of their own nations. I will continue to wonder how Jews can vote for the people who hate them and want them dead. Maybe somebody can explain it to me at some point in time. Now, London's been going for years with rampant anti-Semitism. Many, British Jews, especially the ones in London, are looking to move. Much of Europe is gone, and many of those Jews are moving. Jews are simply not welcome anywhere. And now, New York. Goodbye, Manhattan. As the great Leonard Cohen wrote, they sentenced me to 20 years of boredom for trying to change the system from within. I'm coming now, coming to reward. First, we take Manhattan, then we take Berlin. Now, this is going to be a difficult time for Jews everywhere. I'm of the philosophy that from 6 a.m. on New Year's Eve, it's New Year's somewhere, starting in New Zealand. So I can go to bed almost any time I like, and I will have technically been up till midnight somewhere. And I'm one of those people, and I know a lot of people love to watch the fireworks from the various capitals. Or at least the ones that, didn't cancel this year, and an awful lot of them did. But did you catch the fireworks from London? They managed to remove the Star of David from the Israeli flag, but immediately came out and said it was a technical error. You just got to wonder. And speaking of England, a nation quick to outlaw free speech over the last couple of years, well, lo and behold, there may actually be some sanity being restored, as in the UK, they are all but scrapping their idiotic anti-free speech laws, which simply overburden the court system with neighborly disputes and supposed hate crimes which never occurred, but did an exceptional job of curtailing all freedom. Maybe they saw the handwriting on the wall. One can only hope that those repressive governments like Iran and a lot more closer to the West cannot last. Now, celebrate the opportunity to welcome change. It's always important to do. And celebrate our coming together as a like-minded group to honor and pray, observe as a community, a collective consciousness of seekers showing faith, any and all faith, love, any and all love, because we are a true chavora fellowship as we express our nature of kindness, compassion, thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, and wishes that unites us all in this community house of spirit, Beth Ruach. Sharing, bringing light, keeping fear at bay, and even though together, we're always individual in our approach, each connecting in his or her or their own way. So once again, please do go ahead. Invite everybody you know, physically, digitally, psychically, emotionally, spiritually, any way at all, to gather and share from Psalm 133, the Hinei Matov. Hinei Matov, Shevetechim Gam Yachad. Hinei Matov, Umanayim, Shevetechim Gam Yachad. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters together. Community. 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 Together. Now we support each other in this community. So let's all spread love, goodwill, and fellowship to the world. Remember, friends, this is you setting aside a little bit of sacred time in your own sacred space to honor and converse with whoever, whatever you happen to believe in, because we all believe in something. Even those of you who say you believe in nothing, you look hard enough, you actually do believe in something. It is a part of your intention, your cabinet that you put out to the universe. It is your goodwill. And goodwill and intention are the roots of what you control, of what you can correct. It is your intention that sets in motion everything that occurs in your lives, my friends. And it's goodwill, energy, light that we send to help heal whoever you know that needs healing. Healing and renewal is for everybody. Float through space, finding those in need, so send it out for those you know, for the souls and spirits of everybody you love. So think of whoever that needs healing and renewal and love or just plain goodwill. Focus on them. Call their names. It's not just for people. It is for our pets. It's for the earth. It is the healing of the world. It is the tikkun olam that is part of our spiritual genetic makeup. And a part of that healing of the world is when we send thoughts and energy for health and renewal and goodwill for everybody. They don't have to be sick. It is for those in our hearts and our minds. So let's all send energy out for the people in need everywhere. Special thoughts and prayers always for those in need of true assistance, because we pray for those who need prayer. We don't have to know them personally. We all want health, recovery, good life for everybody around us and for those close to us. For my very own fairy godmother, still in the limbo of despair. For two very special doctors, both Leo. What are the odds? And who sometimes I listen to and sometimes I don't. And I usually regret when I don't. For Alan, who I didn't get to see, and Corey and Sherry. Or my students in the Kabbalah study group and the revelation of what their children are learning. And I use that term very loosely. For Gabby, Trevor, and Jessica. For my good friend Carson, who took some time from the island of misfit toys to come for a visit. For Snoopy, making his slow and steady recovery. For the MW, and for the elf, who I truly miss. For Ruth and Roberta, for Shelley and Jeffy. For Winston and Inura, who I was fortunate to see. For Alana, get well soon, my dear. For John and Fern, for Maria and John, for Dory and Gloria. For Connie and Ronnie, who I will be seeing. For Tally and Maya. For Nina and Danny, for Dale, for Stephen, for all those suffering and in need. And let's not forget to include all the familiars of our lives, all of our sacred animal friends, and we all have sacred animal friends everywhere. For everyone you know and in need, for the whole world, and for my little honeybee. We pray for all who need prayer. The whole world needs prayer, right now more than ever before. Friends, it is the kindness, the healing wishes, goodwill, and love we all send out. It just circles the world finding those in need. So thank you, each of you, for all you do, for all you care, because the world is a world of spirit. And spirit never dies. May the source of strength bless the ones for us. Help us find the courage. Make our lives a blessing. The renewal of body. The renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen. Misha Barak, let us all have our spirits renewed. This is the great prayer for healing, which we call upon God to heal as He has healed before. Misha Barak, may He who blessed, because all healing is a blessing. Let's all send and receive healing and renewal energy in our efforts to love, to share, to care, to grow. Now this week we read Vayachi, and he lived. It's a really minor epilogue as we say goodbye to the book of Genesis. Now this last parsha of the book tells us about Jacob's last days and his words to his sons, his death and burial. We see the brothers still in fear as Joseph forgives them. And then Joseph dies, and we enter a time tunnel. It's quite the wrap-up. Genesis 47:28. Jacob lived in the land of Egypt 17 years. And Jacob's days, the years of his life, were 7 years and 140 years. And Israel's days to die drew close. He called his son Joseph and said to him, if I've found favor in your eyes, place your hand under my thigh and practice kindness and faithfulness with me. Don't bury me in Egypt. Notice the deathbed oath, the same we saw with Abraham and his servant, hand under the thighs. He wants his body removed from Egypt. Jacob wants to be buried with his fathers in the cave of Machpelah, and he makes Joseph promise he will do it. Now, you know, one of the wonderful things about anybody repenting their negative ways and finding forgiveness and the blessing of God is there is no time limit. It can even be at death. Remember, my friends, it's never too late. I always keep that in mind. When we think about these things during the High Holy Days, the 10 days of awe, which is also a new year, when we take stock of ourselves and stand before the great judge and ask to be inscribed in the book of life. And at times like this, the new year, we do the same thing. And I bet it's like that with Santa too. Not being an expert on Santa, I think, if you're naughty most of the year and you make amends, you can jump to the nice list. I don't think you're condemned for the year. And it's, I'm guessing, a far better list to be on. I'm working on it. And Joseph promises, but there's more. Genesis 48:5. And now, your two sons who were born to you in the land of Egypt, they're mine. Ephraim and Manasseh will be like Reuben and Simeon to me. And your offspring that you'll have after them will be yours. They shall be called by their brothers' names with regard to their inheritance. So, if you missed it, what Jacob's doing is he's taking Joseph's sons as his own to replace his two oldest, who he's decided to disinherit. And he blesses them. And he switches firstborn for younger, as he did to his own brother. Jacob then calls all of his sons to him, Genesis 49:1. And Jacob called to his sons and said, gather, and I'll tell you what will happen to you in the future days. This is not a blessing. This is a series of hate-filled curses and predictions that he visits on each son. The evil Nostradamus of his time. It is shocking to see a father treat his sons this way, but maybe not so shocking, not for him. And we may all know people like Jacob, angry, fearful, hateful, resentful. I know plenty. And it is bad enough that they choose to live life that way, but even worse is how they parent and poison their children. No one should receive these kinds of blessings ever. Well, Jacob dies, and he gets full royal embalming and mourning. Got to make you ask, who are these people that they get treated like royalty? And the brothers, instead of coming together, schemed once more. Genesis 50:15. And Joseph's brothers saw that their father was dead. They said, if Joseph bears resentment against us, he will surely pay us back for all the evil we caused him. And they charged Joseph, saying, your father left a charge before his death, saying, thus shall you say to Joseph, we beseech you, forgive, pray, the crime and the offense of your brothers, for evil they have caused you. So now, forgive, pray the crime of the servants of your father's God. And Joseph wept when they spoke to him. And his brothers then came and flung themselves before him and said, here we are, your slaves. And Joseph said, fear not, for am I instead of God? Well, you meant evil towards me. God meant it for good, so as to bring about at this very time keeping many people alive. And so fear not. I will sustain you and your little ones. And he comforted them and spoke to their hearts. For the brothers, more lies and deceit. Even on their father's death, they show their true colors. But for Joseph, he can only do one thing. He can practice forgiveness. But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors. That's why I love you. So don't be afraid. Let them show true colors. True colors are beautiful like a rain. Forgiveness, my friends, is part of love. Who do you need to forgive? Being judgmental or fearing vulnerability can stand in the way of forgiveness. Allow the divine presence of God to bestow forgiveness in your heart. It is the most important thing we have. It is the most important thing we can do. The most powerful words you can say to somebody are, I forgive. We've seen that each act of deception since Jacob began has led to another deception that came as a recompense. Deceptions and hurts within a family can go on in a perpetual cycle. In order to bring it to an end, one member of the family who is entitled to retribution must stop the cycle and forgive instead. One must rise above and be the bigger. That is what Joseph does here. He is the bigger. This beautiful end of the story of deceptions and retributions completes an intricately embroidered narrative that followed this family from the beginning. The poison they had been weaned on corrupted every fiber of their being. They were sure Joseph would now seek revenge, so again they lied. They tell Joseph that Jacob in death ordered him to forgive them. We don't know if Jacob did in fact tell them what they said. I wouldn't be surprised. It would be in his character to believe that Joseph was lying in wait to seek vengeance. But that's not Joseph. He has learned the beautiful art of forgiveness. There are people in your life who've come and gone. They let you down, they hurt your pride. Better put it all behind, because life goes on and keep carrying that anger, it'll eat you up inside. I'm trying to get down to the heart of the matter, but my will gets weak and my thoughts seem to scatter. But I think it's about forgiveness. Forgiveness even if you don't love me anymore. The book of Genesis now ends. Genesis 50:26, and Joseph died, 110 years old. They embalmed him and set him in a coffin in Egypt. This was a unique biblical book, the only one of its kind. The God of Genesis was a different God than the God of Exodus, Numbers, or the other books. Genesis was concerned with origins, our universe, not the universe, our development, our fall and attempts at growth, the formation of nations, laws, rituals. It is a book that explores the origin and development of our emotional selves, our relationships to ourselves and fellow beings, to our world, to our God and spiritual practices. Exodus and Numbers can almost be seen as a story of the attempted return of man in his journey of self-discovery. But its God is not the same. Leviticus, completely different. It's the handbook of the priest. And Deuteronomy, the missing book, was most probably one of the writings of the book of law by the kings. This now marks the end of an era, my friends. And yes, the world is sacred. So is everything in it. Express your gratitude, light a candle, make a wish. Celebrate your life and the lives of those you love. Share your feelings with them. Live free, be free, honor your freedom, be well, be happy, be blessed. Share and honor the light and all who live in the light and continue to shine. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace, for freedom for everyone, and end to terror and hatred. Remember, friends, we are a community. We learn together. We celebrate with each other. We love each other. We share this ride together, men and women equally. Let's all send out love, not fear. Send out peace, harmony, goodwill, and healing to all who need it. And please do learn to forgive. Learn to love. Open your hearts. Honor the relationships of your life. Tell those you love that you love them. Tell those you forgive that you forgive them. Examine your intentions. Use them to imprint your will on the universe. Remember, we set in motion all that happens in our lives. Our intention, our Kavana, our cause, our effect. It's all linked. You always have time to forgive and to be forgiven. You have that knowledge of what is good and bad, so acknowledge what you have done wrong to yourself, to God, and to any person you've wronged. Ask forgiveness. But do so with sincerity, accountability, and vulnerability. Forgive those who have hurt you as you learn to be forgiving and compassionate, because the secret of forgiveness, compassion, and peace, my friends, is in acceptance. Can you accept yourself, other people in the world, just as they are? Can you accept life as it is without trying to control it? If you do, you can experience the peace that acceptance brings. So keep on dreaming, keep on being, keep sharing, keep shining, keep teaching, keep spreading joy and goodwill. Do not follow fear, follow love. It's always in front of you. Work to be present in your body. Expand your heart and quiet your mind, because the deepest source of real power lies in consciousness and your ability to be mindful, to be aware, to be present in all of life's circumstances. Love with the heart, because we're all part of a greater whole. Embrace love, not fear, forgiveness, not anger. Be there for someone, because someone will always be there for you, whether you know it or not. Continue to explore faith and belief in what they mean to you, and never accept shame as a natural state, because whatever you feel, others have felt. Whatever you've experienced, others have too. We share together. We learn together and we help each other, because we're each of us trying to find love and acceptance and support. We all have or could have that special someone in our lives, so find them. Tell them what they mean. You're never alone on your journey. Listen to the voice of God as he talks to you, and remember your connection to God and all he has created in body and soul and mind and spirit. It's a part of you, it's a part of me, it's a part of every single one of us, and will be forever. Before we say goodbye, let me say a final blessing for us all. May it be your will, O Lord our God, that this new year be a peaceful year for us and for all the world. May it be your will, O Lord our God, that we be blessed with all we need in the new year. May it be your will, O Lord our God, that we be blessed with happiness. May the new year be filled with abundance of blessings. May the new year be filled with love and peace. May the new year be a good year for us all. Forgive and say goodbye to the year. Welcome another. Next week, when the Exodus begins, or the book of names, you will see they are not in Kansas anymore. Over the rainbow, way up high. There's a land that I heard of once, and I love the bye. Someday I'll wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. The troubles melt like lemon drops high above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find. Who doesn't want to go to Oz? Thank you for joining me. Have a great week, a wonderful new year. Shabbat shalom and blessings to you all, my friends. Take care.